At the end of Think and Grow Rich, or during Think and Grow Rich, they talk about the 6 ways to turn desire into gold. First, I will fix in my mind the exact amount of money that I desire. It is not sufficient to merely say, I want plenty of money. Be definite about the amount. The exact amount of money I want is. So, Rylan, what's your exact amount of money?
So my exact amount is, so I have this written down. The exact money I want is $100,000 a month in exchange for 40 hours a week of
Yes.
work.
Yes. So what does that do when you're looking at making a decision, or you're thinking about, hey, should I take on this project? Should I work with this client? How does that help to shape that?
Well, as you know, there's only so many things you can do. So it really helps me to focus on, okay, how do I do this more efficiently? How do I get this off my plate? How do I build a team? Not just a real estate team, right? But I have a marketing team. So, for example, I think we talked about this, but I don't blog anymore,
Yeah.
right? We do Google Hangouts like this, get it transcribed. And then, actually, I think I sent you this morning the blogger that I use.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's out of Toronto. This guy is like a PhD in philosophy and like an English writer. I mean, he's like way overqualified to be blogging, right? He's just a really smart guy. And we'll give him the transcripts, and he'll take that, and he's also awesome at SEO, so I give him SEO keywords, right? And basically he'll take all that and create blog content. So I have it all SEO optimized, ready to go. Just a great example of knowing what my goal is and translating that into like, okay, look, I need to get my work week down to 4 hours. So how do I do that, right? I need to delegate. I need to systematize. So I have graphic designers that I work with. I have what we call search engine marketing consultants. They manage all my pay-per-click, marketing metrics, social media. So I don't do all that. I just kind of project manage and coordinate it. But it's all because I know what my worth is and I know what my goal is.
I love it. I love it. It's really funny. I didn't even get into the second part, determining exactly what I intend to give in return. And Rylan, you knew so much of what you wanted. You literally just spit it out. You're saying, I will work X number of hours in exchange for this money. And then during yesterday, while you and I were talking, one of the things that you also said too is because of your purpose, how your purpose is defined, your why, and how you know your value. When things don't align with your purpose and your value, and they don't align with what you know is your dollar amount, you just say no. You just scratch them right off the list.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it takes some time. You're starting a new project. It might take a year till you can fully delegate, all the pieces out. There has to be some cash flow in order to pay for some of the outsourcing and delegation and things like that. So it's not exactly always like, okay, I got to make this amount per hour. Like a lot of times you're building towards something. Yep. But my standard is after 12 months, I better be making this per hour from the amount of effort that I put into that project.
It's funny. It's almost like I'm leading the witness right now, because on our third point it says establish a definite date that I intend to possess the money that I desire, and you literally just said by 12 months.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll even define. This is such. It becomes so subconscious, right? That
yes.
That's the way it is. But exactly, define a specific date, December 31st, 2015.
And
right?
Then I'm going to create a plan for carrying out my desire and begin at once. Whether I'm ready or not to put this plan into action, the start date is. Fifth, we write out clear, concise statement on the amount of money that is intended to be acquired, the time limit for this acquisition. We state that we intend to give in return of money, and clearly describe the plan by which we intend to accumulate it. And lastly, read this written statement aloud twice a day. Once just before retiring at night, and once after arising in the morning. As I read, I see, feel, and believe myself already in possession of the money. So, Cameron, Can you just read that last sentence for us again?
The last sentence.
Yep.
As I read, I see, feel, and believe myself already in possession of the money. That one?
Yes, sir. And so, Cameron, give us a monetary goal for you, sir.
Mine's pretty low this year. It's my first year doing real estate. I wanted to make 50,000,
Okay.
which is still roughly 20,000 more than I made last year. So.
Okay. But let's put it into perspective for people. So what you're literally saying is, I'm almost gonna double my income in 2015. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And so your statement is 2015. I am doubling my income, and it's $50,000. And then what are some steps that you need to do to make that happen?
What are some steps I need to do to make that happen?
Yes.
Making lots of phone calls.
Yep. Hey, we're on Smash the Phone. I love it. Perfect.
Smash the phones. Yeah, right now doing ISA work specifically, I'm trying to kind of move my way up the ladder. So setting as many as I can get right now, and then moving on to the next phase, which will probably be doing showing work as a showing agent. But I know we have the numbers broken down somewhere that we did as an exercise, something like 5 appointments a week or 7 appointments every 2 weeks or something like that would get me to that goal.
Yep.
Somewhere around that.
So if you basically 5 appointments, 5 nurtures a week, and if you do the 7, you would exceed it. So there was like the goal and then of course the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want everyone else to get from what we're saying is, we talked about Cameron's experience, which is in relation to real estate. We talked about Ryland's, which just is in relation to business. The whole point of this is being clear, being specific, starting at a specific time, and setting a deadline so you'll take the actions necessary.
Yeah, so when you read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, right? So what he talks about is being very specific. A lot of people will set the goal for what they want in financial terms,
Mm-hmm.
but what they don't do is they're not specific on what they'll do in exchange to reach that goal, right?
Yes.
So, for example, mine is very specific. By December 31st, 2015, right, in order to reach my goal of the $100,000 a month, I need to have created an additional 100,000 email subscribers.
Yep.
Right. So that's my one thing, because that could be for our real estate team, right? We have, I'm a co-host on the radio show on 1590 The Answer and 1300 AM KKL, and the goal with the show is, right, I want people to call in and subscribe to our our white paper that we give away.
Yes.
So every day, that's what I focus on. I want to add, people that are like following one of our campaigns and things like that. So being real specific, like for Cameron, right? Exactly knowing what you're supposed to do today in order to get to that goal.
Exactly.
And that's what you focus on.
And the thing that people miss with this, right, is they're looking at the elephant, the big freaking goal, the BHAG, the big hairy audacious goal, the thing that's crazy. And they go, man, how would I eat that elephant? Well, the answer is a little piece consistently all the time. And that's how you knock down big goals. Okay.
And that's why we talk about the morning routine, right? Because you got this goal, and
Yes.
you got to break it down to the morning routine before you get to the office and make calls.
Yes.
Right. So if you stick to that routine and you do that every day, and you get all the elements of success in that morning routine, then by the time you get to the office, then you have a new routine, right? You have a routine for how you get into the lead, before you start calling on the phone, and then you call on the phone, right? And there's a routine for that. So it's like you start developing these routines, and it just becomes a habit.
Yes.
X that day, right? And that's how you hit the goal. Now, a lot of people, they'll talk to me and say, "Hey, your goals are completely unrealistic, right? Well, why do you think it's possible to make that?" Now, sometimes when you have people telling you that, you might be around the wrong people, right?
Yes.
You might need to be around people that have a lot more success, financial success, because it's funny thing is like I could tell somebody that I want to do $900 million in transactions. Some people would think that's outrageous, but some of the friends I have think that's like, hey, that's normal. They make so much money, right? That's just good for you. No questions asked.
You want people. You want to be around people where it makes your thinking feel small.
Exactly, you really do. And, like I've said this before, a lot of times my goal is 100,000 a month. A lot of the people that I spend time with, that's like nothing. I'm like way behind them, and I feel like holy crap, I got to catch up to these guys.
Yep.
So that type of thing is very important.